Hi guys, Chef Kevin Belton here. Hope you're having a fantastic day. Now, today we're gonna make empanadas. You know, they're all different types of empanadas. Every country has a different style of empanada depending on what they put into it. Now, you see me? I like it all. Monica, she doesn't like savory and sweet, so she is not a fan of the empanadas that have raisins in it. So today we're gonna do a beef empanada. Now, I've already started. And basically all this is ground meat. I sauteed off my ground meat. Also, you see a little onion in there, a little white onion. What I have here, I have pimento stuffed olives I've sliced. This is sofrito. Now, you can find it in a jar, but basically sofrito is olive oil, garlic, onion, green bell peppers, all those types of flavors. It's blended together. It adds a wonderful, wonderful flavor. So let's get this in. Also, sofrito has just a little touch of cumin in it as well. We'll get that in. We're going to use garlic. I have some oregano. And what this is here, this is sazon.
Sazon.
Sazon, all right? It's a seasoning that you see in packets in the grocery stores. So we'll get this in. And we're also going to get in a little bit of tomato sauce. Just on the back side of the hand. There we go. All right, let me just wipe these hands off. Now, let's give this a good little stir. Now, this is going to be going inside of the empanada, okay? We want these flavors to blend together. I'm going to turn this real low. Because what we want to happen here, we want these flavors to blend, but because this is going to be a filling, we want it really dry. All right? So now that you can see it's all mixed in really well. See, everything has a little bit of olives in it. The flavors are all in there. Okay? Now, I'm going to let this just saute for about 10 or 15 minutes, because two things I want to happen. I want those flavors to blend together, and I also want any moisture there to come out. Now, here's what I'm using for my empanadas. You can use flour, you can use masa with a little salt and water and maybe a pinch of sugar in it to make it. I cheated this time, gang. I bought my disc already made, and I have a paper towel over them to keep them from drying out. Okay, so basically I found these in the store. I'm going to put these on a floured cutting board. We're going to start to fill them, and then we'll fry empanadas. Now, basically the reason why I have this damp paper towel on them is because I don't want them to dry out. And when you get them, if you get them pre-made, sometimes you have to trim the edges just a little bit because they might be a little hard. So if that dough starts to dry out and you see a dry edge, go ahead and trim it. So as soon as this cooks down a little more, we'll be ready to start filling our empanadas. Guys, I gotta tell you, I've taken it out of the pan, our filling, to let it cool just a little bit. Now, earlier you heard me talk about masa, okay? That's for tortillas. I just got so excited because I always get so confused. Monica makes these wonderful arepas, and I always get so confused with all the difference between masa and arepas, and basically, hey, get a good floured dough, all right? That's why I went ahead and bought these. But any type dough works. Now, I let this cool a little bit, and this is one of my bad habits. Whenever I'm doing something like this, I always tend to overfill. You want to try to get them even. Notice I'm using a nice heaping spoonful to get in there. And what's nice is you can see that everybody has a little bit of olive in there. Just make sure you get a little bit of everything in. I'm trying to be careful where I'm not overfilling. Now, with this, you notice I'm on a floured surface, okay? I'm gonna just wet the edge just a little bit. I just want to make sure that this seals, okay? That's one of the things about when you're frying something like this. The worst thing that can happen is it pop open. And that's why I had that covered, because of the fact that if I just had them in the air, they could dry out, and that's why I had the damp paper towel over them. So now fold it over, all right, and just kind of pinch it down. You know, and everybody does it different, you know. Grandmas are amazing because they could take it, pick this up, hold it in their hand, and give it a little twist. Okay, I am going to use, get back in there.
No mas.
No, I can't put any more in there.
No mas.
Huh?
No mas.
All right, there we go. I'm going to use a fork, gang.
And the water won't hurt it, right?
No, the water won't hurt it, okay? It's kind of like, you know, with egg roll wrappers, you use a little water to seal those. So the water I'm just using as a precaution, along with sealing it with the fork. Now, we're going to go ahead and fry these. I have my oil heating up right there. It's heating up, getting nice and hot. That's one thing about frying. You want to make sure the oil is hot, all right? So, matter of fact, I can take a little pinch of flour. See that sizzle? That means these are ready. So, just gently put it in. Remember, don't splash it, just put it down gently. Now, these are going to fry 4 to 6 minutes. And I only want to flip them once while they're cooking, okay, halfway through. So I'm going to get the others filled while these fry. All right. They look fantastic. Fantastic. Let me just get them here. Basically, I have a sheet pan lined with paper towels. Okay. Rack on top for them to just sit right here and drain. And let me bring this over. Now, I want to bring this over because I want to show you something. Okay. This one right here. And you know, of course, when you fry something, if you want to put a little salt on top, you can when something finishes frying. Now, remember I talked to you about turning them only once? Well, sometimes if you do that, if you don't turn them soon enough, see how this side puffed up? But that's okay. That's why so often with empanadas, they're deep fried. Because what happens if pan frying, it'll puff up on you. But that's okay. I tell you what, this is just as good. So as these cooked, all I did was turn them. It's almost like cooking them on thirds instead of turning them over, back and forth. Just did them in thirds. So look how pretty they look. Now, these can be served with so many different variety of ways, okay? Some folks serve a little salad with them. Some folks serve what they call an ahi with
Cabbage salad.
A cabbage salad. Ahi is a hot sauce, right? Mm-hmm. You know? But look at that. Now, I'm going to finish this off with just give it a little pop of color. I have some green onions that I just, you know, I love green onions. Love my green onions. A little bit parsley and cilantro mixed together in here just for a little pop of color. And you know, I even think in the refrigerator I have a little pico de gallo that I can, you know, use with this. What happened?
And when you eat them, like you bite that end off, and these holes give you like a pocket so you could put your ahi or your hot sauce or whatever you want, so it gets down in there, and it's so good.
Kind of like when you bite the end of a sopapilla and you fill it with honey.
Yes.
Yeah. So again, start at the end, and that way you can fill it as you go with the different things. But I tell you what, and look, I have filling left over, so I can make more. I can use this different ways here, okay? Or go ahead, put it in a nice freezer container, mark it off, date it, put it in your freezer, and that way when you're ready to make more empanadas, you'll have it. So, simple, great recipe. I think you're really gonna like this flavor. And look how good they look, all right? So, to celebrate Empanada Day, How about making some empanadas? We're almost there, gang. Keep washing those hands, keep masking up, stay safe. Thank you so much for hanging out with me, cooking with me today. For WWL TV, I'm Chef Kevin Belton, and we'll see you soon.